Senior, congratulations, man. Great game plan. Your son looked phenomenal. Just tell me, just what were the thoughts going into defeating Barbosa and putting together that game plan?
Believe it or not, man, I hadn't seen him like a whole fight, and today, right when I was getting dressed to come downstairs to the fight, I put on the fight with him and Ramirez. I know with Ramirez, and I saw he was way too slower than my son, so that's the first thing that I noticed. I also noticed that he's just a straight up shooter. You know, my son does a lot of different things in there. You know, I told my son, keep your head to the right all the time. You know, skip off the jab. Jab him every time, touch him. You know, let's win by points. Let's get him. You know, I don't want to give the whole game plan, but I mean, the whole game plan was just to win by points. If the knockout came, it would have come. You know, Barbosa is a tough fighter. You know, you can't take nothing away from him. That's why we had the hardest fight this night. You know what I'm saying? And I think he was the best fighter of the whole event.
Oh yeah, he did great. He clearly was, the show stealer for sure. Yeah. What was Terrence like yelling and Shakur yelling? Could you hear them?
I really didn't even hear that. I'm not into that. My son heard that, not me. I'm not like, I don't even care about those guys, you know, because basically we're never gonna fight them. You know, Terrence is moving up like 3 weight divisions or 2 weight divisions to fight Canelo and, you know, cash out and then, you know, go home and do what he wants to do, you know, buy a yacht, do whatever he wants to do with his money. Me and my son are going to be, keep on doing what we're doing, and what we're doing is best, you know. You know, my son already accomplished what Crawford accomplished at his age. Right. And my son did that, you know, 10 years earlier. Yeah. So we don't have that we want from Crawford. You know, if he wants to fight us, of course we'll take the challenge. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And but those legs are done, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep up with my son. My son's too fast, too flashy, too quick. You know what I'm saying? Right. And we can win every fight just by throwing the jab. I'm telling you right now. You know, but he wants to entertain there. He wants to have fun. He wants the crowd to. That's what since he was a little kid, I called him Slick Boxer Gordo because that was his name. You know, he was born. You know, he was really fat when he was 1 and 2, so the Gordo name stuck. And then when he got into boxing, I put Slick Boxer Gordo. Let's put Slick Boxer Gordo. Because everybody used to call him Gordo. Right. And we went to a lot of tournaments. I mean, 170 amateur fights, you know. Out of those, he lost 20, you know. And we just kept on going, man. Like I tell him, listen, man, God has a plan for us. I mean, he won everything that every kid in the world wants to win in the amateurs, which is the Olympic trials. And if you go back in 2016 and you see who's the Olympic trial winners, you're gonna see my name there my son's name there at 132 pounds. We didn't get a jacket, we didn't get nothing. We couldn't even go and fight in the Continentals for the United States, which he did for Honduras, and he won for Honduras in the Continentals. So he would have made the team in Brazil for the United States. So God does everything for a purpose. Put him in Honduras for a reason. You know what reason that is? I don't know. But we will soon find out. He's just beginning. He's not even in his prime. You know what I'm saying? So to all the kids out there that you believe that you cannot accomplish what my son has accomplished, you could accomplish even better than that. You know, just stay in the gym, stay focused. You know, listen to your parents. You know, because they're the only ones that care about you. You know, there was a little bit of controversial things happening to us, you know, because there's a lot of bad things happening when you're making it in this life, and a lot of people come into your life. But always listen to your father and your mother because they will always love you unconditionally.
Appreciate the time.
Take over, in and out.
Appreciate the time. Congrats again, brother. Yes, sir.